spoken with?
For sure, yeah. So we're already working with various different academic and medical centers. In addition to, we just closed our first big pharma contract. I can't get into names, but we're currently working in with Organon, which is a large women's health company. So I can get into that details, but we're doing things with endometriosis drug discovery on that front. So we're, yeah, kind of the ideal customer is various different biotech CROs as well as pharma companies.
How are you getting more awareness around that? Like, since you have one or two big entities, a pharma company, how are you expanding your market?
Yeah, pretty much just all through warm intros as well as like cold outreach. Nothing too, I guess, proprietary on that front.
Specifically, what's your go-to-market strategy? How do you want to make yourself front and center when people think about?
For sure, yeah. So I guess we're already kind of in the market in that front. As I mentioned, a lot of it's just kind of chugging along when it comes to the BD strategy. But in addition to that, we're kind of working on a consumer-facing platform where scientists and things on that front can actually interact with the model kind of without having us as a mediary. And then when it comes to that front, we can use more sort of traditional techniques, whether it's just various different meta ads, things on that front. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at getting into more places.
You submitted a provisional patent. When was that submitted? When are you expecting to have just submitted only for the US? Tell us a little more about the intellectual property that you have.
For sure, yeah. So as you guys know, like software patents honestly don't matter too much, but that's fine. But yeah, in terms of when we submit the patent, I believe it was in January, and we're kind of they last a year, I believe. So now we're in the process of turning that into a full-fledged patent.
Have you found your sweet spot, your product market fit, or are you still thinking of many use cases, or have you landed a couple?
Yeah, so the use cases I mentioned in the previous slide, kind of where we're landing, we've seen the most traction in terms of the patient drug matching. That, some might say is kind of one of the holy grails of drug discovery. Obviously, if you can find the ideal patient better than anyone else, you exponentially increase the fact that the drug will be efficacious. So we focused on that primarily. However, the data translation stuff that I mentioned has also gotten a decent amount of traction, just for saving costs for drug companies.
What's the likely monetization strategy? Like, how do you sell the product or data?
Yeah, for sure. So it's mainly contract based. So for instance, with Organon, we'll go to them, or we're going to them right now, kind of giving them a proposal based on kind of their ideal outcome. From there, breaking it down to milestones and being paid based on milestones. And then on top of that, a lot of companies obviously like data's and their data's kind of all over the place. So we charge retail.
Time. Okay. Fantastic. Let's show some love to Joshua. Joshua, well done. That was brilliant. Okay, the next one up, we have Alexandro Nieto, co-founder and CEO of Gelt from Colombia. Buenas tardes.
Hey everyone, my name is Alejandro. I'm very excited to be here, and today I want to introduce you to Gelt. Okay, so in Gelt, we truly believe that medical procurement should be easier for healthcare providers. And the main reason is because we understood that they are facing a huge problematic right now. And it's that medical procurement is chaotic, and healthcare providers lack the tools to manage it. Small and medium healthcare providers can't afford a procurement team. So the way they are managing the inventory, they are purchasing the inventory that they need to run their daily operations, it's mainly through retail points, such as Walgreens or CVS. Now, for sure, the huge hospitals and clinics, they have a procurement team. The problem for them is that that procurement team is dealing with a very complex pool of providers. On average, each hospital deals with a pool of providers between 50 to 200 different suppliers. So at the end of the day, the consequences are that small and medium healthcare providers are paying the over cost. Actually, they are paying 25% higher prices, and 70% of all the orders of the industry are happening through WhatsApp, email, or phone calls. There is no central tracking at all. That's why we created Gelt, an AI-powered supply procurement platform for healthcare providers. we offer literally everything what a healthcare provider is looking for just through one acquisition channel. We offer more than 4,000 SKUs, more than 4,000 products at wholesale prices. And if you compare our prices to a B2C business model, you're gonna see that we are 25% lower on prices than they. And actually, we also offer by free an AI agent purchase assistant to our customers. How it works, we mainly connect the main suppliers of the industry, such as Johnson & Johnson or 3M, directly with the healthcare providers, and we get a markup of 30% per transaction. We are not handling any inventory, we are demand aggregators for the industry. In the AI side of things, right now we are giving by free our AI agents, and the next month we're going to start charging for premium features. Now, right now we are not just profitable, but we have been scaling quickly. We launched in 2024 when we closed our pre-seed round. Right now we are raising our seed round. We're raising $2 million. We already got $1 million, and since then we have been growing 30% month over month, and we expanded our customer base to more than 3,000 healthcare providers. We are the only ones who are offering an AI solution with more than 4,000 products at B2B prices and 25% lower than retail. We started in Colombia actually, and now we are expanding to the US through Florida. We understood that if we get at least the 5% of the total market between those two countries, we are going to be generating per year more than $7 billion on annual revenue. Who we are, my name is Alejandro, this is my second time as a founder in the healthcare industry. I boosted my first company in Colombia from the scratch to more than $5 million on annual revenue. And my co-founder, Sergio, he's a genius. He's an expert on LLMs and AI. Actually, he used to work for a big four consulting firm, and now we are building Jolt. Now we are building the future of healthcare procurement services. Thanks.
Alexandro, muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Now over to the judges.
Can you give a little bit more on the specific customers that are engaging you? Are these small hospitals? Are these, I mean, kind of, are they rural hospitals? Are they hospitals that don't have access to good GPOs? Or like, who is the real target for this solution?
If we make a breakdown of our current customers, we already serve more than 3,000 healthcare providers. So mainly, they are small and medium healthcare providers. For example, pregnancy clinics, specialized healthcare providers in one category line of the service. But we also do the big enterprises as well. And our value proposition for them is that we are not just cheaper than B2C business models, but we are the way how they can acquire and manage every kind of inventory just through one channel. So to conclude the answer, mainly small and medium healthcare providers, but we can also serve huge enterprises.
Yes, I have a question. How do you integrate or interface or interoperate with EHR, HIS systems?
That's a good question. Actually, we are not pretending to replace the ERPs of the hospital. We are not pretending to be SAP or Ariba for them. Our solution is a boost for their current softwares and their current solutions. What we're looking for is to make faster all those manual processes that the procurement teams are dealing with. For example, making quotations or manual tags that we believe that have no sense that they are doing that.
I was referring more to the EHR and HIS.
Yeah.
No, not to the ERPs, because this could be tied to clinical needs, to pharmacy.
Well, that's a good point of view. Right now, we are not doing that side of things. We are more focused on the acquisition side of things and in the management of the inventory, but for sure we can expand to other solutions.
Are you guys expanding besides Texas, Florida into other states, and how are you managed to expand to those other markets?
We have, to give you some context, we have a lot of competitors here in the US. Big guys, Medline for example. Now, our strategy is to target a very specific niche, Spanish-speaking owners of healthcare provider businesses. Why? Latinos as a population, it's the population that is growing the faster here in the US, and also is the population that is creating businesses the faster than any other population into the US. So that's why we targeted first Florida, because as everyone knows, Florida has a lot of Latinos. After Florida, we want to move to Texas and then California. And we think that with those 3 states and with LATAM, we are going to be in a good position all to have a lot of revenue.
You mentioned that you reduce prices 25%. What about the speed of the contract?
What about the what?
The speed of the contracts, because you're saying that you reduce the price, but what about the actual contract?
Okay, so regarding the suppliers, right? Like how we do it. So for our suppliers, we are not competitors. We are not even their clients. We are a new a new sales of channel for them. So what we ask them is, okay, please don't make me buy your inventory because I'm not your client. I'm going to help you to sell more. So what we ask to our suppliers by contract, it's flat prices. We put our markup on that flat prices, and even then we are having these better prices than retail price. I don't know if I'm answering to
No,
your question.
because I'm asking if you're reducing the price 25%, but if the contract is 2 years, in order for me, then the moment I start making the agreement with the supplier, I'm a hospital, I need to buy something to you. You reduce my price 25%, but it's taking me 2 years to close the contract.
And time. I'm afraid I have to cut you off there. Alejandro, muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Show your appreciation to Alejandro, please. Thank you. Right, moving on. Now with the next startup up is Rani Aburashel, is the CEO and founder of Neuragen Biomarking from USA. Over to you.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time. My name is Randy Abarashid. I'm a neurologist by training, and I always start with that. I still practice a little bit, but those days are starting to fleet. Neuragen Biomarking is a company that, for me, was built by the universe, built by my career. I didn't know that it was ever going to be built, but naturally, the arc of what became is where we are. The world of Alzheimer's is in a position right now to cripple not only the U.S. economy, but all the